accept $50,000 to leave the person you love? When I got engaged to Jake at 24, I thought his parents were simply tradition. His mother, Carol, constantly hinted that my job as a veterinary technician wasn't respectable, and his father joked that I was too independent for their family. Everyone laughed. I laughed too. Looking back, I should have realized Carol never smiled with her eyes. The first warning came during our engagement dinner at their exclusive country club. Halfway through the meal, Carol stood to make a toast. "We're delighted Jake found someone to marry," she announced, "even if she isn't exactly what we'd imagine." The room filled with awkward laughter. Jake quietly apologized, but I brushed it off. After we moved in together, Carol's visits became more frequent. She always showed up without warning. Usually after I'd finished cleaning or come home from work covered in dog hair. She'd inspect our apartment, then ask Jake, "Is this really how you want to live?" When wedding planning started, she took complete control. Every idea I suggested was rejected. Too cheap, too ordinary, too embarrassing for their family's reputation. Then, 2 weeks before the wedding, Jake called. "My mom wants to have lunch with you," he said. "She says she has a surprise." The restaurant was one of the fanciest places in town. Carol ordered wine before and acted like she owned the place. Eventually, she slid an envelope across the table. Inside was a check, $50,000. "What is this?" I asked. She didn't hesitate. "It's for you to disappear." She calmly explained that Jake deserved someone from their social circle, someone who understood wealth, status, and family expectation. Then she looked me straight in the eye. "Take the money. Find someone who fits your lifestyle." For one brief moment, I considered it. $50,000 would erase my student loans and completely change my future. Then I remembered Jake's proposal, the way he said I'd made him happier than he'd ever been. I slowly tore the check into pieces. "I'm not leaving." Carol's smile disappeared instantly. She called me a gold digger and insisted Jake would never choose me over his inheritance. I quietly reached into my purse. "I guess we're about to find out." The entire conversation had been recording on my phone. That evening, I played it for Jake. He sat in complete silence. Then he called his mother. "Cancel the wedding," he said. She immediately started celebrating, until he finished his sentence. "We're eloping." Then he hung up. That weekend, we flew to Las Vegas. An Elvis impersonator married us in a tiny chapel. It cost less than $200. It was absolutely perfect. Jake's sister came as our witness. She admitted she'd spent years waiting for someone to finally stand up to their mother when we returned home. Carol had removed Jake from the family business and cut him off financially. His father warned him that choosing me meant losing everything. Jake never hesitated. He chose me. 3 years later, we're living in a modest house with a huge backyard for our 2 rescue dogs. Jake built his own consulting company from scratch and has never been happier. I'm finishing veterinary school to become a full veterinarian. Carol still mails holiday cards addressed only to Jake. Every return address belongs to a law office. I suppose she's still hoping we'll divorce someday. Last month, she called Jake again. "I hope you're happy," she said. "You gave up everything for that girl." Jake smiled before answering. "No, Mom, I finally found everything." Then he ended the call and kissed me while I was still covered in dog hair.